Hey everyone, let's talk about something serious here. How we criticize movies, or anything else in between. We criticize them for having stuff that we don't like. But you ever feel like there's that time where you criticize something before you even watch it? You don't want to watch something and you instantly criticize it for reasons unknown? Here's the sake of this video. There seems to be times where people don't want to watch a movie or show because something that is related behind the scenes. Whether that be the actors making it, the directors, the studios, anything like that. If there's ever a case where you don't want to see something because it was made by or stars somebody that you tend to know very bad things about, that's where this video comes in. Here's what I think. Do I think it's fair to be judging movies based off of what goes on behind the scenes? Are things that the actors or the creators go through outside of the film industry worth mentioning, worth caring about towards what you want to watch? Well, here's what I think. The best way to look this up is look at some of the more recent things related to that. Because there are some things, sorts of media this year that have that sort of reason towards it. Like, for example, the Flash movie. The movie bombed at the box office, with many people believing the main reason it bombed was because not a lot of people wanted to see it because Ezra Miller was the Flash. And it seems that Ezra Miller has had charges towards child grooming or something like that. And while I definitely think that that is something I would not expect someone like him to do, did that make me not want to see the movie? No. I still wanted to see the film. Now, I will say I didn't like the movie. It wasn't because of Ezra Miller as the Flash. If anything, it was kind of one of the least problems with the movie. None of my criticism towards the film has to do with Ezra Miller being a terrible person. The criticism comes from the bad CGI, the wasted potential, Michael Keaton's Batman overshadowing everything, making it the only reason people would see this movie. Like I saw with my dad, the only reason he wanted to see it was because Michael Keaton would show up. It just felt like a wasted fan service thing. But yeah, that was it. I didn't hate it because of the Flash, his actor being messed up. None of that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he is messed up. But the key word is sure. Because even though it's been on the news and everywhere else, it's not something we experience in person. What I think is, considering that these actors and celebrities are people we've never actually seen in person, I personally don't think it's fair to criticize anything of his work. Now, okay, I'm sure that's like me saying I don't believe the media for, well, I'm not saying I don't believe, I believe Ezra did those bad things. I'm sorry, I got that. But it's not something we can actually prove unless we see them, meet them in person. Unless we know an actor in person, there really isn't any reason we need to criticize their work based off of them and their weirdness behind the scenes. There are many famous actors who have lots of messed up moments behind the scenes. I mean, I know many famous people who I love in the industry, but know that they've done some pretty messed up things in their career. I choose not to care anything about because they're not things that I experience in person. They're not people I personally know. Unless you do know someone personally and know them for that personally, I don't think we need to be giving them the criticism for the work that they made. Because even though it would sound like that we're giving them praise for all that messed up stuff, it's not necessarily the praise that they want. The praise they want is to be free from prison or something, be free from their criminal charges or beliefs. It's just they have a good performance. The real problem is that Ezra Miller was still hired as the Flash, even though I will admit that part I find annoying. Him returning as the Flash, even though that his actor has had some messed up stuff before. So that part I can understand people going against. But I don't really want people to criticize this movie because he's in the movie and he's a messed up person. We don't know him personally, so we can't really be having him be part of our reason to not want to see a film. If it's all about what you experience towards the movies or shows you've seen. It's nothing about what he's like, because you never met him personally. Unless you have, you cannot be hating this movie just because he's in it. Any more examples? Well, how about with studios overall? As I'm sure I like to bring up now, I don't want to bring this up like I already mentioned it, but I'm going to just go ahead and bring it up one more time. Be Writers Guild and Actors Strike. It's obnoxious, annoying. I do not like it at all. I just wish that the studios would open up and get this thing finished. But as much as I hate studios like Disney or Warner Brothers for keeping the strike going and not fixing it easy enough, that doesn't mean I hate them in terms of their industry of creativity. Because again, I haven't met them personally. I have not been involved in the strike or anything. So I'm not going to be giving that any purpose towards watching the movies. Some of Disney's recent films have had a bombing for the past days. There's Indiana Jones 5, there's Haunted Mansion, actually, that's about it. The other movies that came out were failures at first, but nowadays you could say they've succeeded more money. But still, some people I have arranged say that they don't want to see the movies because the company who made them, they feel, has a very messed up stances behind the scenes. But here's the thing. Behind the scenes. The whole point of behind the scenes is to just give you a little insight, let you in on some stuff, just for fun. It's not to have you be put involved with the issues. The issues that they go through are their issues. I mean, every company does messed up stuff, and we can talk about the messed up stuff they do and be upset about it, but we can't actually hate them because we aren't involved in the situations. We're just at our homes just watching their movies. We're supposed to focus on them based off of the media that they bring us. The stuff they bring to themselves in their own little studios in their own area. So really, they just need that stuff to go from their own issues. Our help isn't what they deserve. What they want is, I don't know what they want. That's the thing. We don't actually know what they want or what they're doing. We just assume things. Jumping an assumption is why that we can't really be giving these studios a bad name just because of what we feel they're doing behind the scenes. I mean, yeah, I know the news brings it up and everything, but that's the news. We have to focus on what they're doing to entertain us. What they're doing, what they're bringing us. What they're bringing them is kind of their thing. It's about, with these companies, their purpose is to give us entertainment, and we're supposed to get through by that. Really, we can't criticize anybody that we don't know personally. We can feel that we can agree that they are easy for someone else to hate, but we can't hate them ourselves. Okay, let's look at some real life situations, for example. Like, let's say real life people. I know I don't bring up real life, but I just like to bring this up with a topic. Presidents, U.S. presidents. Many U.S. presidents have controversies. Joe Biden, Donald Trump especially. But, we have to hate them. But do we really? We can hate the things they do. We can hate their laws. We can hate all that because that's for us. That's stuff that we get. What they do outside, what they do in their own room is completely different. The point is, we're supposed to criticize them based on their presidential things. What they do outside of being president is beyond our care. But really, that's just has to go along with it. I just thought I'd bring it up so this goes for not just movies, but for everything else too. Between all the people in the world, all the studios, all the companies out there, what they bring us is what we focus on. If we don't know them personally, we can't be criticizing them for what they do in their own little area. It's their own little bubble. You see, it's their own little bubble is between the people who do personally know them and are personally involved, which we aren't. So, if anybody's going to be saying they don't want to see this movie because it has this person or is made by this person, and we know that that person has done some messed up things, that's not really something that's not a good reason to not see it. You're just not seeing it because you are trying to think of a good reason. Like, you're lazy. You just don't want to see, just don't feel interest, and you want to think of a good reason to not want to see it so people will understand. So you bring up that reason. Is that true? Because if it is, you are ashamed. Maybe it's not true. Maybe I'm just being stupid, but just a thought. Just a thought. So, here's what I have to say. You want to see a movie? Well, you can see it. If you see the trailer, if you see that it's made by someone or stars someone that you've heard some messed up stuff about, well, I don't think that's a good reason. Yep, you think it's a good actor? How do you think of them in terms of their acting? Well, what's their acting like to you? What's their creative content like for you? Is it good? Because that's what you need to focus on. If you think it's bad, then there's a good reason not to see it, because the acting or creating is bad. But is it because the person in general is bad, even though you haven't actually met them or know them in person? Then no. No, you can't make that a reason. You're going to see it if you want to. You can't, if that's the only thing stopping you from seeing it, you really should just still see it. Even if you're going to say, well, then that's like me giving them money, the bad people. They're not doing that. You're giving them the money based on what you like to see. You could just, that money will go to what you want to see. And what drags people into seeing the movie is what the box office would mostly focus on. At least that's just what I think. Maybe it isn't. I don't know exactly, but I think the box office focuses on why people want to see this movie, or at least why people don't want to see it. If the movie succeeds despite having a messed up crew, then I really think it shouldn't be that bad, because there should at least be a message of why they want to see it, and that message will go through. But anything else outside of that, like anything to do with being a failure because people don't want to see anything by this person or by this company, then that's just not going to convince them enough. That's not convincing. We can't be convinced that you're just not going to see our product because you think that we are messed up. I didn't want to come off in this video saying that I disagree with people when they say that, though. I can agree. I can say that people like Ezra Miller or studios during a strike can really do messed up things. But I'm not hating them. I don't hate them. I don't dislike them. I don't have any opinion on them in person. My only opinions go on what they bring us. I only think of Ezra Miller as an actor. I only think of these studios as with the movies and shows they bring us. I don't think of what they do in their own time, because that's their own time. That's between them and the people that know in person, not us. So yeah, I'm sure you get the point. If you don't, then I don't know how to explain it any better. That's it. I didn't have a good video for today. That's just what I wanted to bring up. I just thought it'd be a good topic. You think it was a good topic? If you think it was, then go ahead and like this video and enjoy it. If you think my topic I brought up that made no sense and was a waste of time, dislike button. Unsubscribe. Do everything you want. But I'm not changing how I feel. I think what I'm saying makes sense. If you think what I'm saying makes no sense, then I'm sorry. That's not going to stop me from believing. I do what everyone tells me. Believe in myself. Even if I feel that's hasn't gotten me far, it's still working and make me happy. So I'll be happy living like this for a while. I believe in myself. So even if you're gonna not grow up well, still believe in yourself, because that's the best thing you got. There's really nothing else you can do other than believe in yourself. Just see where that brings you.